The violent abduction of 5 young Nigerian sisters near Abuja has sparked a national outcry and raised fears about insecurity in the country's capital city. The sisters were kidnapped at the start of the year by armed men who burst into their home just 15 miles, that is 25 kilometers from Abuja city center, a family member told our correspondent. She stated that the attackers killed one of the sisters, a 21-year-old Nabiha Al-Qadriya, when a ransom deadline passed. Negotiations were ongoing for the release of the others. Kidnapping for ransom has been a major problem in Nigeria, with criminal gangs targeting highways, apartments, and even snatching pupils from schools. After public outrage over the sisters' case this week, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu condemned what he called the recent spark of kidnappings and bandit attacks. First Lady Remi Tinubu also voiced concern why politicians and the media questions the government strategy after gangs targeted parts of the heavily guided Federal Capital Territory, which is as big as some states but run by a minister rather than a governor. One tabloid declared at the weekend that Abuja was under siege. The Nigerian risk consultant SBM Intelligence told our correspondent that it had documented 283 people adopted in the Federal Capital Territory alone over the past year. Some experts believe the country's economic crisis is driving a rise in kidnappings as desperate Nigerians turn to crime for income. However, it was also stated that insecurity around the Capital Territory has been growing for years. It has been getting worse for some time, he said, citing a 2022 attack on a prison on the outskirts of Abuja as a landmark moment. Gunmen bombed their way into Kuje jail and freed hundreds of inmates in the raid claimed by Islamic State allied jihadists. The Minister for the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has urged residents not to panic and promised to find a solution. Mark Harris said the government needed a consistent approach and warned periodic crackdowns on criminals in Abuja satellite town were not working. All the bandits have to do is lie low and buy themselves time, he said. Nigerian law ban paying ransom to kidnappers, but many families have little faith in the authorities and feel they have no choice. One of the nights the sisters were adopted, they were at home in Buhari inside the Federal Capital Territory, according to a cousin. Asiya Adamu described how the attackers, now known as bandits in Nigeria, struck at around 9 o'clock p.m. on 2nd January 2024. They demanded cash, but the sister's father, Mansour, had nothing to give and offered his belongings instead. The attackers rounded up his daughters along with a cousin and tied their hands. They also took Mansour captive and beat the 7 family members before leading them away, Adamu said. They shot Mansour's brothers dead when he tried to help, and several police officers were killed in a gun battle, she said. Mansour was released on condition he raised a large ransom within the days, but the struggling family could not meet the deadline, and the bandit killed Nabiha, returned her body, and increased the fee, Adamu said. The family is still trying to negotiate even after raising the new total amount thanks to an online crowdfunding campaign and the intervention of a former minister. Adamu said The youngest of the sisters is just 14 years old. Her account has been confirmed by politicians. Police, police acknowledged the adoption of 6 young girls and said a rescue was underway, but told our correspondent that they could not provide details for security reasons. Tinubu came to office last year, vowing to tackle Nigerians' insecurity, including jihadists in the northeast, criminal militia in the northwest, and a flare-up of inter-communal violence in the central states. But critics says the kidnapping crisis is out of control. Opposition politician Peter Obi said the fact that these kidnappings, killings, and other reported cases of armed robbery and violent attack are now taking place in Abuja, the nation's capital, is a clear pointer to how insecure the rest of the country now is.